Hi everyone, I hope you are doing great. It's your favorite CAD addict, Best of Delta. If you're here for the first time, please click the subscribe button and do not forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when next I post a video. Well, if you are an old timer here, thanks for hanging around. It shows you're doing great. Thanks a lot, and I really appreciate that. So today, alright, moving forward on our AutoCAD tutorial for beginners, we are going to, as you can see on the task bar, I have my PDF document and AutoCAD already opened up. Right, so straight to our PDF document. In the previous video we looked at exercise 10. Today we are going to be looking at exercise 11. Alright, these are very simple drawings. Okay, so straight up to business, I'll go to CAD, and as usual you go to where my course is right now, you click new. So for the purpose of this tutorial you can choose a CAD ISO. Alright, so we're gonna start off by creating layers, right? So I'll go to layers ribbon, click on layers properties. I believe by now you already know how to create layers if you've been following me right from the start of these tutorials. Alright, so you can do that, I believe so. Alright, so I'll click I'll create layers called construct 1. Press enter. The color of this layer should be cyan. Click OK. Now create another layer called dimension 1. Okay, dimension 1, which is going to serve as our dimension layer, and the color of this dimension 1 will be blue. Alright, so I'll click blue. Click OK. We're done with creating layers. So next up, I'm going to click on this button right here where my cursor is right now to close the layers dialog box. So in order, yes, we're gonna start off by creating construction lines. Okay, so I will make a construction layer the current layer. In order to do that, go to layers ribbon, click on drop down menu of the layers ribbon, then I'll click on construct. I'll click on construct 1. Now construct 1 is our current layer. So in order to draw the construction lines, I'll go to the draw ribbon, click on drop down menu of the draw ribbon, now click on construction line. Okay, I'll click on construction line. I'm starting off drawing from the origin, so I'll type in 0, 0 and press enter. That's our origin right there. I'll zoom in to locate so that you can see our origin. Okay, so what we need is a vertical and horizontal construction line. So ensure that the vertical construction line locks at 90 degrees to the vertical, and the horizontal construction line locks at 0 degrees to the horizontal. So that's it. We have our vertical and horizontal construction lines. I'll get rid of this UCS icon. Okay, I'll get rid of this so it doesn't get on the way of a drawing. So next up, I will pan a little bit to centralize our drawing. Okay, so back to our PDF document. Now I want to start off from these points. Okay, from these points, this edge right here where my cursor is right now. From this edge, I'm starting off from that edge, and the dimension, the distance between this very point and this end, that is the base of this drawing, is 228 millimeters. Okay, so we'll take a vertical distance of 132 millimeters on both sides of this horizontal line. Okay, so let's do that. Back to CAD, I'll go to draw ribbon, click line. Now ensure my cursor locks to this end. Yeah, ensure the cursor locks to this end. Alright, so I'll immediately locks to that point of utilization. I'll click left click to. Alright, as you can see, we are on the wrong layer. Okay, we are on the wrong layer, so I'll press the escape key on the keyboard to exit this command. Now I'll go back to layers ribbon to change back to our main layer. Click 0 layer, which is our main layer. Now go back to draw ribbon, click line, and see my cursor locks to this point of intersection. Click on it. Then I'll take a distance 228 millimeters. Press enter. Alright, as you can see, I'll press escape key to exit the command. As you can see, you are seeing our drawing is very small, so I'm going to zoom out so it will be very visible to the eyes. Alright, so I'll use the rotary part of my mouse, the roller part of my mouse, to zoom out. Okay, I'll zoom out and I'll zoom out and pan to centralize the drawing. Okay, so I'll pan. How do I pan? You go to the right, yeah, to the right hand of your screen where my cursor is right now. You see the pan tool. Okay, you click on it, then you see the symbol of a hand there. You can press hold and drag to any direction you want to pan to. Is that taken? Alright, so I'll still zoom out. I'm not satisfied with the size of this line, so I'm still going to zoom out. I'll zoom out again. Now I guess we can work with that, so I'll just leave it at that. Then I'll press the escape key to exit the pan command. Alright, so next up we are going to take up these vertical distances at both ends of this line we just drew here now. Alright, so I will ensure the cursor locks to this point of intersection. Ensure we still zoom in. Now let me zoom in a little bit, that is too large. Alright, so I'll pan to bring it down a little bit. Now I'll go back to draw ribbon, click on line. Then I will ensure that my cursor locks to one end of this horizontal line I just drew in. Then I'll take a vertical distance of 132 millimeters. Alright, that's it. So on the other hand I will do same. Alright, ensure the cursor locks to the end of this line, then take a vertical distance at 90 degrees at 132 millimeters. So that's exactly what we need. Next up, back to our PDF document. Before I do that, as you can see, we'll have a cycle inscribed in this drawing. Okay, so how do we locate the center of this cycle? Now from the base of this drawing, we are going to offset our horizontal construction line at a distance of 75 millimeters, and from the left hand corner of the drawing we are going to offset the vertical construction line at a distance of 75. The point of intersection of these lines we are offsetting will serve as the center point of our cycle. Alright, so let's do that. Moving forward, back to CAD. Alright, so I'll go to modify ribbon, click on offset, type in distance 75, press enter on the keyboard. Now click on the lines I want to offset. We're offsetting the horizontal construction line upwards, then we're also offsetting the vertical construction lines to the right, just like so. Alright, so at the center of this construction line is the center of our cycle. Alright, so back to PDF. Yeah, what is the dimension of this cycle? As you can see, someone did a bad job here. No dimension for the cycle. No dimension for the cycle. So how do we do that? How do we locate the dimension? Alright, so let's just assume the dimension of the cycle is yeah, the diameter has a diameter of 60 millimeters. Okay, so let's just work with that since there is no dimension here. So let's just work with dimension 60. So I'll go to draw ribbon, then I'll click cycle. I'll click on cycle, then show my cursor locks to the point of intersection of these construction lines. Now type in the radius 30, that is the diameter 60. Alright, so that's what we need. Alright, so next up we are done with these construction lines. Okay, so I can just click on them to get rid of them. Click on them, align them, then press delete on the keyboard to get rid of the construction lines. So back to our PDF document. Alright, as you can see from this edge we have the angle between this line inclined and this vertical line is 135 degrees. Okay, we have one angle 135 degrees. If you agree with me that right here where my cursor is right now, right here downwards we have angle 90 degrees. Okay, so we take away 90 degrees from 135, we'll be left with 45 degrees. And that means this line here, alright, this line that is inclined at an angle, is the angle there is supposed to be inclined at angle 45 degrees. 45 degrees. Okay, then 45 degrees, sum it up with the 90 that we have down here, we'll have 135, a total of 135 degrees. Okay, so we are having a line at a distance of 48 degrees inclined at angle 45 degrees. So let's do that. Back to CAD, I'll go to let's pan a little bit down so you see what I'm doing there. All right, now press escape to exit the pan command. So next, so I'll go to the draw ribbon, click line. I'll click line. Then I'll ensure that my cursor locks to the end point of this vertical line. Okay, so I'll lock it to that point. Now what's the distance of this line that we'll need? Is 48. All right, 48 millimeters. Then I'll press the tab key to enter the angle of this line. All right, press tab key on the keyboard, then type in the angle we need, 45, then press enter. Now that's the angle we need right there. That's the line we need. All right, so back to PDF document. Here at the right side of our drawing, we'll have an angle, a line inclined at an angle also, and with this vertical, the sum total of the angle between this line inclined at an angle and the vertical line here at the right side of our drawing is 107 degrees. Okay, with same approach. All right, so right from this point from my cursor right now downwards, we have angle 90 degrees. Okay, so we'll take away 90 degrees from 107 degrees, we have 17 degrees. Okay, now 117 degrees, we are going to find that the sum of angles on a straight line is 180 degrees. All right, so we'll take away the 17 degrees from 180 degrees, we are going to have 163 degrees. Okay, so this line here, all right, this line you're seeing right there is going to be inclined at angle 163 degrees. Okay, so let's do that. Back to CAD. I'll click go to the draw ribbon, I'll click line, and show my cursor locks to the end point of this vertical line. Okay, I'll click on it, then I'll type in the distance. Now the distance of this line is 117 millimeters. Now I'll press the tab key on the keyboard to enter the angle of this line. Alright, so I'll press the tab key, then the angle is 163 degrees according to our calculations, 163 degrees. So I'll press enter. Now that's the line we need right there. Next up, we can easily join this end point of these lines inclined at angles together to complete the shape. Alright, so let's do that. Just like that. Now that's our shape right there. Yeah, that's the shape right there. Next up, we can go ahead and start putting in the dimensions. All right, I'll zoom in a little bit. Pan. All right, we're done with the drawing. Next up, we have to input the dimensions. But before I do that, let's get rid of these construction lines. Let's turn them off. All right, so I'll go to the layers ribbon, click on drop down of the layers ribbon. Now I'll click on this light bulb right beside the construct layer, construct one layer. Okay, to turn off the construction, I'll click on it. That's it. So I'll make diamond 1 our main layer, our current layer, since we want to start off dimensioning. All right, so I'll click diamond 1. Now our current layer is diamond 1, which we'll be using for our construction, for our dimensioning of the drawing. All right, so next up, I'll go to the annotation ribbon. Now I'll click on dimension. So you click in between the lines you want to dimension to put in the dimensions you need. All right, so I want to start off by putting in the vertical the dimension of these vertical lines. All right, so I'll click in between the end points of these lines to put in the dimension. Okay, as you can see, the test height is very small, so I'll go ahead to make some changes to improve on the test height. So I'll go to the annotation ribbon, click on the drop down of the annotation ribbon. I'll click on it. I'll select the second option, then dimension style, click on it. So here are the dimension style dialog box. We have the preview screen, and right beside it we'll have the modify tab, the new tab, the set current tab. All right, so want to make changes, so I'll click on the modify tab. So click on the modify tab. Then next up, you click on the test tab. Want to make changes to the test height. All right, so I'll click on the test tab. Here at the test tab, you see a column here where we have the test height. Okay, click on it. The test height, the current test height is 2.5. all right, once I'm about to make this change, you take a look at the preview screen here. Whatever changes I'm going to make, you are going to see the effect here at the preview screen. All right, so I'm changing it from 2.5 to 7. So I type in 7 and press enter on the keyboard. You see the changes. All right, if you're okay with it, you can go ahead and click OK. All right, then you click close. Now you see it's better off now. The tail side is better off, it's more visible to the eyes, so I believe we can work with that. So next we'll go ahead and continue our dimensioning. Right, so go to the annotation ribbon, click on dimension, then click in between the lines you want to dimension, click them. All right, just like that. So let's not make mistake of not putting in the dimension of the cycle. All right, so let's put it in here. 60 diameter 60. Here was the distance of this line. Here 117 millimeters. That's correct. Here in between here, oh sorry, that didn't go well. I'll press escape to exit it, then press the spacebar to re-enter the previous command. Sure that my cursor locks to the end point of that line, so it locks to the other end point. That's it. So let's just forget about that dimension. Okay, let's forget about it. So yeah, yes, what we need the baseline. So I'll pan it up a little bit, so I'll have space to put in the dimension of the baseline. So I'll click on dimension, click in between the endpoints of the baseline to put in the dimension. 228, that's what we need. Alright, so I'll still put in this dimension right here. Then we'll go ahead and put in the angles. Right, click right there. 135, that's correct. Here at this end, put in the angles. 107 degrees, that's correct. So I believe that's all the dimension we need for this drawing. Okay, that's all the dimension we need. So you can go ahead and take the drawing to the paper space. All right, go to the bottom rise to the left, bottom left of your screen, click on layout 1. Right there we'll have our drawing on paper. This is exactly what how your drawing is going to look like on paper. Okay, so if you satisfy with the size of the current size of the drawing, you can go ahead and print out if you are satisfied. If not, you can click on it to make some changes. You can click on this space right there. Okay, if you want to zoom in, all right, or you want to pan, you are not satisfied position of drawing, you can pan here. All right, at the right hand corner of your screen, you can click on pan to, or you click on zoom. Whatever changes you want to make, you can carry it out here. All right, so I'm not kind of satisfied with the the size of the drawing, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So I'll click on drop down menu of the zoom tool. Now I'll click on zoom rate. I'm going to use this zoom time tool. All right, so how do I use it? So I'll press hold the left button. Okay, once I've selected the zoom rate time tool, I'll press hold the left button of the mouse. Then I will drag to whatever extent I need. I'll either drag up to zoom out, then I'll drag down to zoom in. All right, so I want to zoom as I'm dragging the cursor, the mouse upwards. All right, so just like that, I'm okay with that. So I'll press escape key on the keyboard to exit the command. That's it. So now we don't need this grid right here. Okay, we don't need the grid right there, so I'll click here to yes, I'll click on this grid mode to turn it off. All right, and I'll click back on model space to go back to paper space, switch back to paper space. Okay, here, if you are cool with the blue border line, you can leave it like that. If not, you can create a separate layer called viewports, or whatever you want to call it. Then later on, move the border line to the new layer you just created, then probably turn it off to get rid of this blue border line. If not, you can leave it like that. Right, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.